Now let us learn about rigid pavements. Now, as we have seen that pavements were classified in two types. So first, previous lecture we have studied about flexible pavement. Now this is about the rigid pavement. Rigid pavements have sufficient flexural strength to transmit the wheel load stresses to a wider area underneath or beneath it. Compared to flexible pavement, rigid pavements are placed either directly on the prepared subgrade or on a single layer of granular or stabilized material. Since there is only one layer of material between the concrete and the subgrade, this layer can be called as base or subbase cores. Other layers are same as it is for the flexible pavement, only the difference is in the base cores. So this type of structure which we generally have used, which we have generally are utilizing, is nothing but a rigid pavement. So this is again a typical cross section or components showing the cement concrete pavement. Below is the prepared subgrade, that is underneath we can say it is a flexible pavement. Okay, and if you want to construct a rigid pavement, over that itself we can prepare it by providing the drainage layer, then subbase cores, that is it may either be of dry lined concrete, and topmost layer will be a paving quality concrete, we can see it as a PQC. Then there are several materials, pavement materials. First important material is about soil. Pavements are a conglomeration of materials. Pavement is not prepared of a single material, right? It is nothing but the combination of number of materials. So hence we can say it is nothing but a conglomeration of the materials. These materials, their associated properties and their interaction determines the properties of the resultant pavement. Thus, a good understanding of these materials, that how they are characterized and how they perform in fundamentals, is all about understanding the pavement. Thus, materials which are used in the construction of a highway are of intense interest to a highway engineer. Now, subgrade soil. Soil is an accumulation or deposit of the earth material. Since long we are learning what is soil. Soil is nothing but the formation of the earth material. It is derived naturally from the disintegration of rocks or decay of vegetation that can be excavated readily with power equipment in the field or disintegrated by gentle mechanical means in the laboratory. The supporting soil beneath the pavement and its special undercourses is called as the subgrade. Undistributed soil beneath the pavement is called as the natural subgrade. The compacted subgrade is the soil compacted by controlled movement of heavy compactors. So this is nothing but the figure showing you how the soil is compacted. Then there are several types of soil. The wide range of soil types available as highway construction material have made it obligatory on the part of highway engineers to identify and classify the different types of soil. Broadly, the soil types can be categorized as laternite soil, murum or red soil, desert sand, alluvial soil, clay soil, including black cotton soil. So below is the classification of soil depending upon the grain size. So if the soil size is greater than 2 mm, it is called as a gravel. Then if the soil size is ranging from 0.2 mm to 2 mm, right, 0.06 mm to 2 mm, we can say it is called as a sand. If the soil size is ranging between 0.02 mm to 0.06 mm, it is called as a silt, and the soil size less than 0.02 mm is called as a clayey soil. Then next is gravel. Soil we have studied, now gravel. These are the coarse material with particle size less than 2.36 mm with little or no fines contributing to cohesion of the material. So here the particle size is below 2.36 mm. Then murum. These are the products of decomposition and weathering of the pavement rock. Usually these are similar to the gravel except presence of higher content of fines. Silt. These are finer than sand, brighter in color as compared to clay, and exhibits little cohesion. With the lump of silty soil mixed with water, alternately squeezed and tapped, a shiny surface makes its appearance. Thus, dilatancy is a specific property of such soil. Clay. These are finer than silts. Clay soil exhibits stickiness, high strength when dry, and low in dilatancy. Black cotton soil and other expansive clays exhibits swelling and shrinkage properties. Paste of clay with water when rubbed in between fingers leaves stain which is not observed by silts. Then there are some tests which can be conducted on a soil. Subgrade soil is an integral part of the road pavement structure as it provides the support to the pavement from underlying soil. The subgrade soil and its properties are important in the design of pavement structure. The main function of the subgrade is to provide adequate support to the pavement, and for this, the subgrade should possess sufficient stability under adverse climatic condition and loading condition. Therefore, it is very essential to evaluate the subgrade by conducting some of the tests on the soil. These tests include used to evaluate the strength properties of the soil can be broadly classified into three types: shear test, bearing test, and penetration test. Okay, so on soil three types of tests are generally conducted: shear test, bearing test, penetration test. Apart from that, one more test is there, that is nothing but California bearing ratio test. So what is this CBR test? It is also called as CBR, California bearing ratio test. This was first developed by California Division of Highway as a method of classifying and evaluating the soil subgrade and base course material for flexible pavement. The CBR test is an empirical test and have been used to determine the material properties for pavement design. The empirical test measures the strength of the material and are not a true representation of the resilient modulus. In a penetration test, wherein a standard piston having an area of 3 in 2 or 50 mm diameter is used to penetrate the soil at a standard rate of 1.25 mm per minute. The pressure up to a penetration of 12.5 mm and its ratio to the bearing value of a standard crushed rock is termed as a CBR. In most cases, CBR decreases as the penetration increases. So there is a relation between penetration test and California bearing ratio test, that is if CBR decreases, penetration will obviously be increased. The ratio at 2.5 mm penetration is used as the CBR. In some cases, the ratio of 5 mm may be greater than at 2.5 mm. If this occurs, the ratio of 5 mm should be used. Why? Because the ratio of 5 mm may be greater than 2.5 mm, but the ratio of 2.5 mm penetration is used as a CBR value. The CBR is a measure of resistance of a material to penetration of standard plunger under controlled density and moisture condition. The test procedure should be strictly adhered if high degree of responsibility is desired. The CBR test may be conducted in remolded or undisturbed specimen in the laboratory. The test is simple and has been extensively investigated for field correlations of flexible pavement thickness required. So this is the apparatus used for California bearing ratio test. All these tests we are conducted in the laboratory, and these are all the parts of our term work of transportation engineering. Okay, so this is the load penetration curve in CBR test. This is the standard curve. This will help us to give the how much load is provided, ultimately how much will be the penetration. Okay, this curve will give you the values, corrected values are required. Okay, then plate bearing test. Plate bearing test is used to evaluate the support capability of subgrade, bases, and in some cases complete pavement. The data from this test are applicable for the design of both flexible and rigid pavements. In plate bearing test, a compressive stress is applied to the soil or pavement layer through rigid plates relatively large size, and the deflections are measured for various stresses values. The deflection level is generally limited to a low value in the order of 1.25 to 5 mm, and so the deformation caused may be partly elastic and partly plastic due to compaction of the stressed mass with negligible plastic deformation. The plate bearing tests have been devised to evaluate the supporting power of subgrades or any other pavement layer by using plates or larger diameter plates. The plate bearing test was originally meant to find the modulus of subgrade reaction in the Westgaard's analysis of wheel load stress in cement concrete pavement. So this is the figure showing you the load distribution curve in plate load test, and second figure is showing you the correction on soaking in plate bearing test. So these are the figures showing you the test pits, steel girders, wooden joints, everything is shown in detail.